Hello students, how are you? Today we are going to describe about Cartesian coordinate system, which is very much important in our mathematics. So what is its necessity first? This system is required to specify a position of a point in the plane. That is, this blackboard, this is plane, and if we put a point P in this blackboard, how can we specify its position in this board? So there are so many ways, but among them Cartesian coordinate system is the most popular and simplest form. So in this class we will describe what are the rules of this system and how can we specify the position of the point. First of all, in this system we draw two lines, one horizontal line and a vertical line, and these two lines are named as x dash. This one is x axis, y dash. This vertical line is known as y axis, and these two axes intersect at a particular point and we denoted it by O. This one is called origin. So what is x O x dash? This one is x axis. Second one y O y dash. This one is called y axis, and O, this one is called origin. Now by these two lines, one is horizontal, one is vertical, this total plane is subdivided into four parts: this part, this part, this part and this part, and we denoted this region. Suppose this one 1, this one 2, this one 3 and this one is 4, and we say them, this one is first quadrant, this one is second quadrant, this one is third quadrant, and this one is fourth quadrant. That is, first we divide the region into four quadrants. This one first, this one second, this one third, this one fourth. Secondly, in this system there is a sign convention. What is the sign convention? Now from the origin, if you start from the origin, if you move towards right side along the x axis, then this one we consider as positive, that is plus, and if you move towards left side, this one we consider as minus. If you move upward, this one is plus, and if you move downward, this one is minus. Clear? First one, there are two axes, and through the axis the total plane is divided into four parts, and we name them first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant and fourth quadrant. Secondly, we use some sign convention. That is, if we move towards the right side, this one is plus, to the left side this one is minus, upward plus and downward minus. And using this sign convention, we if we position any point in this plane, suppose this point P, then its coordinate will be like this one. How this will be formed, we will describe here, but its sign will be plus plus. If any point lies in the second quadrant, its sign will be minus plus. If any point lies in the third quadrant, its sign will be minus minus, and in the fourth quadrant, this sign will be plus minus. Clear? Because any point in the first quadrant, you have to go right side and then upward. That is, right side means plus, upward means plus. So any point in this quadrant will have the sign plus plus. And similarly, for second quadrant minus plus, third quadrant minus minus, and fourth quadrant plus minus. Now, how can we specify the position of a point in this region? I clear the board first. So, here in the Cartesian system, we have two axes. One is x axis, another is y axis, and the point of intersection of the two axes is origin. Now, our rule, to reach any point in this plane, we have to move towards the point from the origin. That is, our starting point is always origin. That is our rule. We will start from origin always. Then second one, we have to move first along the x axis, not along the y axis. You have to move first along x axis, and then you have to move along y axis. That is our rule, first rule. Starting point origin. Second, first move along x axis, and second move along y axis. These are our rules. Suppose if any point P, now how can we reach to the point P? We have to start from the origin, and then first we have to move along x axis. That is, we move along x axis in this, and then we move upward, this one. Suppose this length, that is the length we move towards the right side, suppose this length is x. Why this one is x? Because this movement is along x axis, and if you move along y axis, y, this length is y, then its coordinate will be denoted by this one, x, y. This one, this x, y is called the coordinate of the point P, and this is our Cartesian system. That is, any point in this plane, we can specify their position through their coordinates, and in this coordinate system, the first number is always the x coordinate, and the second number is always the y coordinate, because this is our movement rule. That is, we have to move first along x axis and second along y axis. So, for example, this point, the coordinate of this point may be like 4, 3. I specifically write in this way, plus 4, plus 3. If this length is 4, if this length is 3, then its coordinate will be plus 4 comma plus 3. Why plus 4? Because we move along right side. Why plus 3? Because we move along upward. Similarly, any point in the second quadrant Q, its coordinate, how can we reach this point? We have to move first here and then here. So its coordinate will be like minus 4, minus 3. Any point in the third quadrant, how can we reach there? In this way. Suppose say R, its coordinate will be suppose say minus 3, minus 2. And in the fourth quadrant, suppose S, its coordinate like this 3 comma minus 3. See, the coordinates of the points are as per the convention of our sign. This point lies in the first quadrant, so its coordinate plus 4 plus 3. Both coordinates are positive. As it is lies on second quadrant, so its coordinate is minus 4, sorry, this one is plus 3 because along upward direction. As R lies in third quadrant, so this one both are negative. And as S in the fourth quadrant, so this one is plus and minus. So clear? In this way, we can specify the position of any point in this quadrant, this quadrant, this quadrant, this quadrant, or this quadrant, first, second, third, or fourth. Now, some special points are also there. What are they? What should be the origin? What should be the coordinate of the point O? The coordinate of O is 0, 0. Why this one is 0, 0? Because this is our starting point. Along x-axis our movement is 0, along y-axis our movement is 0. That's why the coordinate of origin is always 0, 0. Now, any point lies on x-axis. Suppose this one P point. What should be its coordinate? See, if we want to reach to the point P, we have to move along x-axis to the right side. Say this length is 4. So what should be its coordinate? Its coordinate would be plus 4 comma 0. Why 0? Because there is no movement along y-axis. So any point on positive x-axis, the coordinate should be plus x comma 0. Something value of x and y coordinate should be 0. Similarly, any point Q which lies on positive y-axis, its coordinate should be like 0 comma plus 4 if this length is 4. If the point lies here, R, its coordinate like be minus 4 comma 0. And if any point lies here, suppose S, its coordinate to be 0 comma minus 4. So they are the points on axis. So points on the axis have a particular situations. The points which lies on x-axis, their y coordinates are 0, and the points which lies on y-axis, their x coordinates are 0, and the coordinate of origin is 0, 0. So they are our special points. Now one common question is there. Suppose there is a point P which coordinate is 4 comma 3. So what we can say from this coordinate 4 3. So, we have to move from the origin and we go along x axis 4 unit. If we draw a perpendicular here PM, this length should be 4, and then we move upward 3 unit, this length is 3. Now, the question is, what is the distance of the point from x axis and what is the distance of the point from y axis? Distance of the point from x axis. What should be distance? This one x axis. So, the distance of the point from x axis is 3 unit. 3 unit. And what is the distance from y axis? Distance of the point from y axis is this one, this length. Now, this length equals to this length, that is 4 unit. See, they are the coordinates. 4 is the x coordinate and that is the distance of the point from y axis, and 3 is the y coordinate and this one is the distance of the point from x axis. Clear? And distance always be positive. If any point lies here also, so its coordinate like suppose say -4, 2. So, if you want to say what is the distance of the point from x axis, you never say -4 because distance should be always positive. So, distance of the point from x axis is 4 unit and that of the y axis is from x axis is 2 unit, this one 2 unit, and y axis not -4, 4 unit. So, clear to everybody? Next, we are going to discuss about the equation of the axis, that is x axis, that is a straight line, y axis, that is a straight line. What should be the equation of the axis? Equation of the axis. Now, how can we represent the equation of any line? This one is a line, straight line, this one is a x o x dash, y o y dash, this one also a line, straight line. Now, how can we describe the equation of any line? First, we know about how can we write the equation of any line. Now, any line is formed with infinite number of points. This point, this point, this point, this point, this point, this x axis is formed through the infinite number of points on them. Now, we have to see here what are the conditions satisfied by all the points. The algebraical form of the condition is the equation of this line. I have to first see what is their restriction or what is the conditions which are satisfied by all of the points. Now, if you see all the points on the x axis, their coordinates would be like say x1, 0, say x2, 0, this point, this point, this point is say x3, 0. This point should be something minus x1, 0. This one is minus x2, 0, like this. that is any point on x axis, they have a common restriction or common condition. What is this one? That their y coordinate is 0. That is, all the points on the x axis satisfies this equation, satisfy the condition, that is their y coordinate should be 0. So, algebraical form of this condition is y equal to 0, and that is the equation of x axis. Equation of x axis. Is it clear to everybody why the equation of x axis is y equal to 0? Because any point on this x axis have their coordinates, y coordinates is 0. So, what should be the equation of y axis? The y axis equation, its equation is x equal to 0, because every point on y axis have their coordinates, x part is 0. So, equation of y axis is x equal to 0. So, clear? So, we know here what is the equation of the axis, that is equation of x axis, equation of x axis is y equal to 0 and equation of y axis x equal to 0. Now, secondly, we try to calculate the equation of any line which is parallel to x axis. What should be their equation? Suppose in this way, this one our x axis, this one our y axis, this is a line, this one is parallel with x axis. What should be its equation? So, I have to see here what condition satisfied by all the points on this line. If the distance of the line from this A, suppose this length is A distance, then say their coordinate will be like this one, x1 comma A, this coordinate will be like x2 comma A, this coordinate will be like x3 comma A, this one like x4 comma A. If you want to reach the point, how can we go? This and this. This length is A, so its y coordinate is A. If you want to reach this point, x value will be different, but this length will be same. If you want to reach this point in this way, x coordinate may be x3, but this length should be A, and like this one also. So, what is their common conditions? Their y coordinate is A, and what is A? A is the distance of the line from x axis. That is, its equation will be y equal to A. That is, any straight line which one is parallel to x axis, its equation will be y equal to constant, any value, and this constant is the distance of the line from x axis. The line parallel to x axis, its equation will be y equal to constant. And similarly, any line which is parallel to y axis, if you draw this one, this line which is parallel to y axis, and suppose this distance is say b. then any point on this line will have the x coordinate is b, that is any point its coordinate like b comma y1, this point b comma y2 like this. So, every point on this line have their x coordinate is b. So, its equation will be x equal to b, that is any straight line which is parallel to y axis, its equation will be x equal to constant. And what is the value of the constant? The distance of the straight line from y axis. So, line parallel to y axis, equation is x equal to constant. So, clear? Here today we have described about the coordinate system, how can we specify the position of a point on this plane, the sign convention and the rule to specify the point, how can we move to the point. And there is important point, there is not diagonal movement in Cartesian system. All the movements are along x axis and along y axis, that is right side and left side or upward downward. There is no movement diagonally. So, this is very important. And lastly, we have know about the equation x axis, equation of axis, that is x axis is y equal to 0, equation of y axis x equal to 0, and we describe why this is x equal to 0 or why this one is y equal to 0, and equation of line which one is parallel to x axis or y axis. Thank you everybody, see you in the next video.